Velocity, this expansion for Jump Drive, comes in the same size box as Jump Drive. Costs nearly as much as Jump Drive. Does not give you nearly as much stuff as Jump Drive. Jump Drive is a great little game set in the Race for the Galaxy universe that plays even quicker. It's even simpler. So Terminal Velocity says, hey, what if we took some of those ideas from Race for the Galaxy and put them into our simpler game? It comes in a box this big, and it doesn't need to. And that's fine. That's not a major complaint or anything. But I've got an issue in the fact that there's 3 modules in here, all of which feel very slight, and all of which don't really feel worth the price. The first module is a solo mode that you can play. You play basically 3 games of Jump Drive by yourself, and you're trying to complete one of 3 goals on the card. If you complete one of the 3 goals there, you take a little marker and you set it on there. And then you play a second game just by yourself, and then you're trying to complete one of the 2 remaining ones, and then the last one, if you succeed, you have to complete that last thing. And they have increasing levels of difficulty. I think that's smart and that's well done, but it's so, for me, it wasn't rewarding to play against. I like that win-loss condition. As soon as you don't succeed at one of the remaining goals on that card, you're done. But then also feels like, well, now I have to shuffle up and play again, like the whole thing again? It's okay. It's so slight. The next thing in here is Starting Worlds. Starting Worlds are just basically a card that'll sit in front of you and make you a little bit more distinct from the other players at the table. That's the first turn of Jump Drive. You basically skipped one turn. I am all for these, I refer to them as like Terraforming Mars Prelude-like expansions that make you even a little bit more different. They kind of speed up the engine that you got. But that's that's like skipping one turn. The game's not that long. It's very quick already. And so, sure, does it bypass that like first turn where you're not really doing much? Sure. But I want to skip the first round of Terraforming Mars and get to the interesting stuff. Or Underwater Cities. That expansion was great. This one, the Starting Planets, that's fine. It gives you a little bit of a starting direction. So maybe it's not bad for starting players, actually. That might be the best part of it. Now, the last module in here is the goals cards. You're racing to complete different goals out on the center of the table. Also fine. Just fine, I found. I think that this isn't a game where I'm sitting there going like, oh yeah, I got to race to be the first person to have 4 green alienoid planet type things. Woof, I beat Jonathan to the case. Yeah, buddy. I get that reward. I like the rewards for completing the goals. Just the race aspect of it, it doesn't feel that enticing to me, especially because the draw of the cards is as random as it is in this game. Something I like. It's a feature of the basic Jump Drive, but I don't find any of these expansion modules really that well worth it, and I didn't care for the solo. I'm going to play other games solo first. So in terms of like rating, I think the quality of stuff in here is pretty good, but I'm going to give it a 6 overall. I think it's just okay. I would not rush out and buy this one personally, especially at the price point it's at. I don't mention price point very often in reviews, but when I feel like you're really not getting much for what you're paying, I think that's a worthwhile discussion. So that's Terminal Velocity, the expansion for Jump Drive.